Now you're probably wondering where the session went. Well, to be honest, I'm a big dum-dum, so I just moved to my new house here, is new place, and I don't have all my books up. They're all in the briefcase with me. I still haven't even unpacked all my books. But I wanted to have at least one book in the background. So the how I put this so I had my speakers set up and I have my mic set up and I have virtual audio cabling so that I can separate the audio tracks between the players, myself, and all that stuff. And my dumb butt forgot to turn off the speakers while I was recording. And even though this mic is pretty good, like the mic will separate me from any background audio really well. But having to edit out every single second of background audio being picked up when I wasn't talking is not something I have time to do right now. So I'll give you a breakdown of the session. And to be honest, the players are probably more in support of me not uploading this session anyway, because it was a doozy. Essentially, they were attacked by, I'll go ahead and put them here, Cruciodemon. Cruciodemon, they have the ability to cast 4th level invisibility once a day, which they did the round before they engaged the party in combat. So they had effectively 9 rounds of invisibility while they were resting, because the party thought they were alone since they had closed off the front entrance, and they thought there was only one welcoming party wave, much to their surprise and nearly dismay. The Cruciodemons had overheard the commotion, approached, stealthed, and while they were recovering from the battle, they attacked them while they were recovering. So already, not that anyone had gotten like crazy hurt other than Bulat, but again, tendable. And so when the fight, when the fight started, they were all invisible. All 4 of them, all 4 of these Cruciodemons were invisible. The party is level 17. These creatures are 15th level. So stat-wise, in terms of hitting them, not so hard. The problem was, again, they're all invisible. So Dama, quick on his toes, casts the invisibility, and he was able to understand them when they were speaking Abyssal, which they found as a threat. So not only could Dama understand the language they were speaking to one another, but on top of that, he had cast the invisibility, and he used one of his actions to point them out to the party. So they went after him. And 3 went after Dama, 1 went after Bulat to keep him occupied. So through keeping him occupied, they were effectively, swinging blind, because Dama was telling them where they were, and they're swinging blind because they're hidden. They're hidden, completely hidden. So 50% miss chance, even though they know the square that they're attacking in, right? So Dama was able to see them, but he was essentially on defense just because he kept getting bombarded. He was flanked, and they had a 10-foot reach. So it was like flank, Kaiser's on the other side of the hallway. It was really stuffy and very pretty brutal. And because there are 3 different sources because they all had bleed damage from persistent bleed damage from their weapons, and they're all different sources, those are technically considered 3 different sources of persistent bleed damage. Just like when, let's say, 2 enemies grapple somebody and they successfully grapple them, when you go to escape, you don't break out of all the grapples. You break out of one condition at a time. So just like any other condition that can be applied from multiple sources, well, like I said, it becomes a problem. Oh, where was I going with that? Yeah. So either way, Dama is getting DPS so hard. Like they are damaging him so much. And in the meantime, Kaiser, quick on his toes, decides he's going to cast the Glitter Dust spell with Trick Magic Item Scroll Trickster because he has a scroll. Natural 1 when he goes to trick the item. Unfortunate. Full round goes around. Most people are missing. I think Bulat hits and yeah. So round 2 comes around. Dama points him out. Miss. Minus Bulat. Bulat did get a hit. I did allow combat grab because it says in there you grab the creature. And even though it was weird, essentially the way I ruled it was I lowered the blind DC to 8 because he was still grabbing an invisible person or invisible humanoid, or technically a fiend. But I just lowered the DC to 8 because they were still invisible. And even though they're grappled, there's nothing in the rules that says if a creature's hidden to you and you have it grappled, you don't have to make the check anymore. So I just lowered it. Because like I said, trust me, there was a lot of back and forth because of how tough it was to swing at hidden creatures. Gets back to Kaiser's turn. Round 2. Natural 1. Trick Magic Item. Doesn't have enough actions to cast it again. Again, miss. Everyone's going around. Dama's the only one who can actually hit something. I think Bulat did one time and it's brutal. So we get to round 3. Kaiser. Glitter Dust. Natural 1 again. That's right. 3 natural 1s in a row that the party needs to, on a spell, the party needs to see this creature so they can fight it far more efficiently instead of missing over half of their attacks. Yes, you can calculate that. That's a 1 in 8,000 roll or result of rolls. If you to roll a d20 3 times and get a 3 or 1 3 times in a row is a 1 in 8,000 chance. Absolutely crazy. Either way, it was not looking good. But eventually, the Glitter Dust went off in round 4. They were able to DPS him down together. But unfortunately, Dama at that time had taken so much damage, and he was taking persistent bleed damage. The only way he could stay alive was by casting the Regenerate spell, so that he couldn't die from the damage. Because had he not done that, he would have just died from the damage. It was not a fun encounter. It was a cool encounter, but didn't feel good. And we counted. I tallied them up after the encounter. There were 20 natural 1s rolled in that encounter. 10 by me, 5 by Paul, aka Kaiser, 3 by Carlos, aka Naoma, and 1 from Dama and from Bulat. It was a brutal encounter that took way longer than it should have. One, just because there were so many natural 1s. Had Kaiser gotten the Glitter Dust off in round 2 or even round 3, it would have been a much faster fight, and then they probably would have moved to the upper floor of the Red Pyramid. But again, it is what it is. As brutal as it was interesting to see just how, again, and this is something I've said maybe in previous videos, if not. The thing about Pathfinder 2nd Edition is if you have an encounter that is moderate with enough bad rolls, it feels severe. And in a severe encounter with enough bad rolls, it can feel like an extreme encounter. Just because you have to play so much catch up for all the bad rolls, right? So that's honestly what I think happened to them, was a moderate encounter turned into a severe just because of so many bad rolls. So many bad rolls. It was very unfortunate. All at the same time, me having 10 natural 1s was also very fortunate for them. So they weren't getting hit as many times, which was good. Either way, the party has realized that they are now on a time clock as the Zephyr guards, after the encounter, attempted to enter the Red Pyramid. Naoma's traps went off. And before they sent in the spirit bound alum in to take the damage from the traps. And so on quickly thinking, knowing that they were going to be in trouble with the law and that they were there outside, you know, because essentially the Packmaster said, hey, like, you know, with Dama's lord check or legal lord check and the little deal they struck up saying, hey, you can use the hostage law, blah, blah, blah. But this is something we're doing in private. The thing is, the local police have been informed that the heroes have entered, aka the Zephyr Guard. So the Zephyr Guard attempted to enter. So Naoma, quickly thinking, shot an explosive arrow at the entrance, caving in the front half of the entrance to the pyramid. So now the party is stuck inside of this pyramid. They're hoping that there's another way out. And for their sake, I hope there is too. So, yeah, so they should be moving a lot faster in these next few sessions. But with that, thank you for dealing with my technical mishap. Hasn't happened in a long time, so you got to give me credit for that. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.